Hello, you're listening to Hugo Talks. So today we have this article in the Daily Fail which kind of irritates me. It features two more sage science boffins saying things like, "Oh, the lockdown, yeah, it could go on for quite a while. Can't really know for sure. It might last to Christmas, maybe longer. But some of the restrictions should stay. I think masks will stay forever," as can be seen in this article here entitled Face Masks Forever. Now, every time I see one of these boffins, I've been checking up where they work, and I nearly always find a link from the place they work to the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. I'm beginning to sound like a broken record here. If you saw my video earlier today, I was talking about the scientist who appears on Australian TV, and lo and behold, the place he works is also funded by the Gates Foundation. And so we have here sage expert Professor John Edmonds warning that most curbs on daily life, which could include the rule of six, etc., are likely to be enforced until the end of this year, while less restrictive curbs like face mask wearing on public transport and indoors could possibly be in place forever. This is what he says: face masks forever. Forever is a very long time. So let's take a look into Professor John Edmonds. What do you reckon? Will we find a connection to Bill Gates? It says here, John Edmonds, who has an OBE, is a professor in the Faculty of Epidemiology and Population Health at the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine. So let's see. Oh, look, here we have London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine, which has received 40 million from Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Once again, all of these boffins that want lockdown and mask wearing to go on forever seem to work at organizations that have received massive funding from the Gates Foundation. This guy, he also went to Imperial College, which has received 100 million and more from the Gates Foundation, and where Neil Ferguson did all of his modeling using Bill Gates' Microsoft software. And then also in this article we have Sir Jeremy Farrar, who wants levels 75 times lower than what they are now before even easing any restrictions. He said it was not sensible for ministers to set a date for lifting any restrictions, warning they must be led by the evidence in order to avoid a third major spike in infections, which basically sounds like he doesn't want the lockdowns and restrictions to end anytime soon. So where does Sir Jeremy Farrar, where does he work? Well, he is the director of the Wellcome Trust. Now, is there a connection to the Gates Foundation? Oh, look at that now. They got 500,000 from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. You see, I told you. I'm going to sound like a broken record over and over again. So there you go. These people, these science boffins, who love to predict doom and gloom perpetually, who only focus on the negative so they can continue to keep restrictions, and always seem to come from companies that have received considerable money from the Gates Foundation. And they suggest you to wear masks forever now. These boffins who are supposedly there to keep us all healthy and well, these boffins, they never seem to question the psychological side effects of wearing masks. In fact, you never hear anybody really talk about the psychological side effects of making societies wear masks, especially children. They never mention this because it does cause psychological side effects. It has to, especially if it's done over a long period of time. Wearing masks means you can't see how other people are feeling. You can't tell if they are happy or sad when they're speaking to you. It makes it much more difficult to judge communication with people when you can't see a person's expression when they are talking, and you can't tell if they're happy or sad or angry. Psychologists say that your mind automatically predicts that.
Well, I'll stop it here. You can watch, it's about another 4 minutes long on YouTube. I like this guy, Hugo Talks. The masks are ridiculous. They are not standardized, they are not inspected. They are not maintained. They are not worn consistently. They do not stop viruses. They are way too porous to do that. They impede breathing. And then he mentions the psychological effects. Oh, oh, okay. Thanks a lot.